Do you like the picture you just saw? Now, how significant a change is that going to be in the operations of that organization? We'll be discussing the NSML's recent rebranding and its significance in the global maritime industry. Our guest is the MD and CEO, NLNG Shipping and Marine Services Limited, NSML, Abdul Kadir Keri Ahmed. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure being here.
Well, it's good to know that at least we had a Keri Ahmed in the media, in broadcasting to be specific.
In television.
In television to be more specific.
Absolutely, yes.
You're related?
Yes, that was my dad.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. No wonder you speak like a broadcaster. Well, let's go back
Don't change my career yet.
Now, this rebranding, why has NSML decided to rebrand at this time? I know the parent body rebranded, and it would seem like the new logo for NSML is similar to that of the global body. So why now? Why this?
No, thanks. Thanks for that question. So, as you rightly pointed out, the parent body obviously rebranded, and we are part of a group. So there is a primary purpose of alignment or realignment with the group, but most importantly, it's really around reflecting who we are, where we've been, and basically where we want to be. And it's the change of mindset towards being a truly globally competitive shipping and maritime service provider, able to provide innovative and sustainable solutions. It reflects our evolution since startup. We've been in existence for 15 years. When we were set up, we were an in-house mining company for NLNG. And through that, we've evolved into the technical management of the vessel and the terminal and providing marine services. And we started the rebranding a couple of years ago when we also had a bit of a name change from NLNG Ship Management Limited into NLNG Shipping and Marine Services Limited. Now the new logo is really showing basically an agile, a global, but most importantly, a sustainably competitive entity that is able to play in the global maritime sector.
How does this rebranding align with your overall strategy?
Yes, thank you. So again, it's most importantly, it's about aligning with our original purpose, right, and our vision. And that alignment is really our purpose when we were set up was basically to provide internationally competitive shipping and maritime services, and at the same time fostering international maritime skills and standards in Nigeria. Along the lines...
Initially, you were set up just to service NLNG.
NLNG, exactly.
But now...
you have grown. We've opened up to the world. And most importantly, it's also really looking at it from the point of view of ensuring that we position ourselves to not just simply do that, but do that in accordance with international standards and be globally competitive.
My apologies for taking you, well, they are related in a way. Many people don't understand logos. And you've talked about agility as one of the reasons for it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us I'm sure that my director is going to put it up. Can you tell us the story of that logo? That's, I don't know what to call it.
The swivel.
The swivel, you call it?
Yes.
Okay.
So the swivel, when you look at it, it shows continuous motion, agility.
Okay.
Right? It shows strength. It shows innovation. But most importantly, within the context of the colors, it shows operational excellence, safety, environmental stewardship, and competitiveness. So within all of that logo, what you see there is, one, it's a competitive brand. It's a global brand, but it's a brand that is focused on service excellence, a brand that is focused on safety, a brand that is focused on reliability and the creation of value.
Interesting. So
there it is.
Yes, that's
right.
The logo.
Yes.
The green and the blue water. Okay.
We are a shipping company. We link production to the market across the oceans. Green, and I always say green, you can start with the green that fundamentally we are Nigerian. Yeah. But most importantly, it's also about operational excellence. It's about environmental stewardship. Whilst the lime is really reflective of basically being the trustworthy service provider, the reliability that we bring onto the table.
Interesting, very interesting. Now you see the logo, now you know what it stands for. Now, you talked about global expansion.
Yes.
So what specific steps is your company taking to engage more actively in the international maritime market?
Thank you. And again, so you also need to recognize right from inception when we took over the management of both the terminal and the LNG vessels, we have been global because our vessels call at every international port delivering gas globally. So we've been playing in the global market. But of course, our service has been restricted within the group, and over the last 2 to 3 years within the Nigerian maritime market space. What we're looking at is to expand our horizons. And part of expanding our horizon is really around looking at basically how the investment that we've done in capacity, both technological and our people, ultimately, what we have to bring to the table is the competence and the technical skill sets and experience of our people. So it really goes beyond just simply having a name change or a logo change. It's about really the investments that we've had over the years in building capacity, in developing international relationships, and building that brand and competence so that we are seen to be not just simply a Nigerian company, but a Nigerian company that can compete internationally and operate to the best international standards.
I know that you have, excuse me, I mean, you said that the organization NSML is about 15 years old.
That's right.
I know that you have competed, operated.
Absolutely.
You know, globally for years. I am well aware of that. So what's going to be different now?
The outlook. And I couldn't, if I was listening to the last interview where we talked about mindset, right? So the outlook, of course, the mindset determines basically what you want to do, what you are able to do. But most importantly, it's beyond what you say you will do. It's about the ability to deliver on what you to do. Yeah, exactly. We've spent the last 15 years building capacity. We've spent the last 15 years investing in our infrastructure, in our systems, in our processes, but most importantly, in our people. We've spent the last 15 years building knowledge, building relationships and international partnerships. And we do believe that's a wonderful foundation for this aspiration that we do have today to go international. Of course, we'll continue to be a Nigerian company. Our primary area of focus will continue to be Nigeria, right? But most importantly, it's about being that Nigerian company that operates internationally.
Now, one of your major milestones is the establishment of the Maritime Center of Excellence.
That's right.
Well, tell us more about that. What's its significance?
Excellent. Thanks for that. And that's something we're very proud about, and maybe I've heard a few people say, well, you haven't spoken so much about it as a company. The Maritime Center of Excellence is an advanced maritime training institute or center that was set up essentially
Where is it?
In Bonny Island.
Okay.
It was set up essentially to provide maritime skill set to train our people.
Is it open to everybody?
It is.
I can just apply and go to school there. I don't have to work for...
Well, I wouldn't say it's a school per se, right? So you come with the basic skills,
okay,
or the basic certification, if I can put it that way. And the essence of the center is it equips you with advanced skills that you require not just simply to operate in the maritime sector, but to excel in it. The MCOE today is basically one of the advanced training centers you find anywhere in Africa today. We have the most advanced simulators. Our programs have been accredited by some of the best maritime agencies globally, especially the UK MCA. And the essence of that center is basically to equip Nigerian seafarers with those skill sets, what we call future-proofing them for the future. The industry is evolving tremendously in terms of technology, and you can't just simply stay static. You have to keep moving with it.
Is there a certification that one acquires?
There is a certification. So the baseline of maritime certification, you have the basic certification for officers is called the Certificate of Competence. But then there are added certifications that you need to have to basically operate effectively. And some of these certificates, the renewal of them, unfortunately, we find a lot of people having to travel abroad to do that. What the MCU is geared to do is to be able to ensure that they can renew their certifications locally.
Here.
Now, I'm actually intrigued by something that you said about investment in people.
Yep.
Again, I'm aware because of some experiences that I've had. Now, how does this whole rebranding contribute to the broader maritime and economic landscape?
Fundamentally, it's about creating opportunities for people. One of the things that we've tried to do as NSML, in the trajectory of growth and the vision that we have of being global, is to provide opportunity for Nigerian seafarers to play in an industry that is essentially global. And I've always stated quite clearly, the industry is global and the standards are international, right? If you are competent enough, you can play in every sphere. So we see this as an opportunity, not just simply for NSML, but for Nigeria as a whole, where we're able to build capacity, train young people to have a career at sea, and they can have that career in a global manner, in a global industry. That's one. The second aspect of course, is when you build a Nigerian brand that is recognized internationally and trusted internationally, that's been able to meet up to those standards, it does put Nigeria on the map. It's not us. There are competent companies and people in Nigeria. It's just about providing the platform. And we believe this element of spearheading that, especially within shipping and maritime, would enable that and basically ginger the growth of an industry beyond just us. Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, NSML.
Yes. A bit of a mouthful, I know that.
Is there to support NLNG's export business,
That's right.
so to speak. How does it support it, and how does this contribute to the nation's energy sector as a whole?
Good. So, the LNG business, at the heart of the LNG business, is shipping and marine.
The goods out.
Exactly. That ability to connect production to the market. And that's what we play. So we believe NSML is at the heart of what NLNG does, being able to sustainably and efficiently deliver energy to the world.
So can I assume that before NSML was formed, this was sourced out?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that was what I say, behind that purpose of the creation of NSML was that ability to foster those skills and standards locally so that we can domesticate it. And we've successfully been able to do that. So shipping and NSML basically is so fundamental when it comes to the LNG business, because you need to be able to deliver the products, deliver the goods internationally. But even within Nigeria, NLNG plays a significant role in the supply of LPG, for example. And we run those vessels in all the various terminals in Nigeria, ensuring that at every stage, products are available, LPG is being supplied, and most importantly, efficiently and safely.
You make it sound so easy, so simple, like there are no challenges at all.
So, what challenges?
What are those challenges? You make it sound so smooth, like, we got it covered.
Easy peasy.
Meanwhile, as the Yorubas say, the chicken is sweating, but because the feathers are covering,
you can't see the sweat.
You can't see that.
So how is this chicken sweating?
No, I think again, I've always said challenges is why we exist. So solving challenges is why the world exists. If it's that easy, then you probably, we wouldn't be here. Are there challenges? Absolutely. But I think for us, it's really around how do we strengthen the regulatory framework, ensuring that we have a level playing field, ensuring that we have an environment that not just simply driven by regulatory enforcement, but most importantly, self-regulation, ensuring that the standards are clear and there's no ambiguity. Of course, there you will find the challenges of infrastructure, as every developing economy would know, but the whole essence of it is, of course, how do all the stakeholders, all the people, all the entities involved in that sector come together to address those challenges? We're doing our bit, and I'm sure others are doing that as well. But from the perspective of NSML, one of the things that we've done and we've tried to do, and so far I think we're doing a bit well, if I can say that about that, is our relationship with the regulatory bodies. Because they sit at the top of the industry, and if we strengthen their ability to effectively regulate, then they will be able to create an environment where everybody can come in and strive. There are also the challenges of what I call the domestication of international standards. So the maritime industry is governed by the IMO that sets the broader regulations. But every entity, every nation that's part of the IMO then needs to domesticate those standards into local laws so that those laws can be enforced. Without that, then you don't really have the laws to enforce. So you see that, and of course, you also have the elements of consistency, whether it's of government policies or the way we operate. So again, one of the reasons why I've gone quite extensive about this, it's the challenges are there. But we're beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel, because there is that focus. The creation of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy is a step in the right direction. So you can see the focus in terms of recognizing that you have an industry that has tremendous potential, but we need to be able to set the structures and the framework in place for a sustainable future.
The next time we want to talk about marine and blue economy of Nigeria, we're calling you. Just so you know. Now, this transformation that it tends to promise, make some promises. What assurances can you then give to your stakeholders, your partners about what's to come?
I think the main assurance is that it is still the same NSML. Different mindset, more global outlook, but most importantly, it's about what we do, what we've done, and what we intend to continue to do, which is continue to provide innovative and sustainable maritime solutions. Okay? We've built the capacity, we've entered into the relationship, we've invested in our people, in our systems to do that. We've delivered on it, we're delivering on it, and the assurance I can just give it, we will continue to do that. But with a much greater focus, recognizing that we are operating in a globally competitive industry, and our survival requires us to be competitive, to be reliable, to be safe, but most importantly, create value.
Now, what impact will this rebranding have on, for instance, skills development and job creation?
It's about creating a growing and sustainable company, a company with a global outlook, a company that is able to stand its ground in every environment that it operates in. And if we're able to do that, the biggest beneficiary would be our people, because we'll be able to create additional jobs. People will be able to grow because they work in a growing organization. But most importantly, it's about really ensuring that we engender a local industry that has a global outlook, not just simply us. We're just part of an industry. We're a small part of an industry. It's about everybody recognizing that the shipping and maritime industry is global and there are opportunities. And we can all play in it, but we obviously need to put in place the necessary stepping stones to be able to do that.
Now, you've spoken to everybody else. Now, what's your promise? What message do you have for your workforce in particular?
It's about them. It's about creating that environment where they're able to show what they do day in, day out, show their skills, show their experience and their expertise, and continue to make a difference that they've also always been making.
So
for us, our people represents basically who we are. And I've always said what we have to bring to the table is the expertise, experience, agility of our people. And they have driven us this far. And I'm absolutely certain that they will carry us further down.
We can only wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
We can only wish you the best. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Abdulkadir Keri Ahmed, MD and CEO, NLNG Shipping and Marine Services Limited, NSML. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
When we return, well, part of the things that you heard Mr. Keri Ahmed talk about is capacity building and all of that. And that's what universities are for, isn't it? So we'll talk about that when we return.